Good morning, you're watching NewsX. I'm Devika Chopra and of course, this is our rolling coverage of the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly elections. I'm going to cut right across to my colleague Ajay Jandyal, who's joining us from the Gandhinagar constituency this morning. Ajay, over to you, take us through the voters' pulse. Okay, we seem to have lost the line with my colleague Ajay, but I believe Sunita Vakil, senior journalist, is with us on the broadcast right now. Sunita ji, I want to begin, of course, by asking you, what is your assessment of what's happening in J&K?
See, these assembly elections have given a historical opportunity to people to have a say in the formation of the next government. And these elections are going to cover 40 assembly constituencies across 7 districts, 4 of which are in Jammu region and 3 in the Kashmir region. And of course, a strong voter turnout of 61% and 57% has indicated that people are no longer responsive to the electoral gimmicks of the political parties, and they now seek a change from mismanagement, misgovernance, and also unemployment and other issues. So they have voted enthusiastically for better job opportunities, for good governance and skill education development. Previously, the voting used to be in single digits because of the hartal calls, boycott calls of the separatists. But now the voting is likely to be a record voting because the separatists have also realized the value of democracy. Now, the people look forward to a government free of corruption, militancy and separatism, and they also want a better future for their children and themselves also.
Okay, Sunita Vakil, I'll come back to you in just a moment. My colleague Ajay Jandyal back with us on the broadcast. Ajay, over to you. Take us through the voters' pulse, please.
You know, people are continuously coming to the polling station. That is the positive sign here in Jammu and Kashmir as well. And you could see that several people, they are standing in the queues and waiting for their turn so that they can cast their vote. They can choose their, a favorite candidate whom they want to win. And definitely, when it is very important for them, because after 10 years, they are basically going through this poll process, and especially about the assembly election. So that's why, we'll try to speak to the people as well. Sir, क्या लग रहा है? वोटिंग करने पहुंचे हैं, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट मुद्दे आपके लिए क्या हैं? क्या मुद्दे हैं, मुख्य मुद्दे जिसको लेकर वोट डालेंगे? आपको क्या लगता है कि मतलब कितना ज़रूरी है वोट डालना?
वोट डालना तो बहुत ज़रूरी है. वोटिंग के बिना तो हम अपने हक के लिए किसी चीज़ के लिए कर ही नहीं सकते हैं, लड़ ही नहीं सकते हैं. व्हाट आर राइट्स, हमें क्या चाहिए, हम व्हाट वी एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट.
व्हाट आर द मेजर इश्यूज यू
वी डोंट फील द मेजर इश्यूज, बट देयर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स, ठीक है, जो वी फील लाइक बीइंग अ बिजनेसमैन हमें क्या चाहिए, व्हाट वी वांट फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट एंड ऑल काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स.
And if a favorite candidate is not chosen, then definitely will not.
There will be a little bit of setback then, so, but still we hope for the best.
These are the kind of things which people basically are focusing. They are saying that if somebody is businessman and if they feel that if they are not going to go and cast their vote for a favorite person, then they'll be not be able to get a good one. Sir, क्या लग रहा है जिस तरह से आज पोलिंग 10 सालों के बाद असेंबली के लिए हो रही है? What are the major issues for which you are going to elect a person?
देखिए, ये सबसे बड़ा इशू जो चल रहा था ना, पब्लिक ग्रीवेंसेस वहाँ तक नहीं पहुँच पा रहे थे गवर्नमेंट पे. अब ये इस सिस्टम से अपनी अपनी रिप्रेजेंटेशन दे के ये पहुँचाएंगे ग्रीवेंसेस अपने वहाँ पे.
ज़रूरी कितना है वोट डालना? मैं देख रहा हूँ पहले सुबह तो लोग लाइन में थे, अब बड़े कम हैं लोग. कितना ज़रूरी है लोगों को समझेंगे?
बढ़ जाएंगे, कोई ऐसी बात नहीं. अभी हुआ क्या है, अभी 9 बजे हैं, ये तो 10 साढ़े 10 के बाद एकदम रश पड़ेगा, कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है.
So, you know, different people, different observation, different opinions, and that is the beauty of the democracy. That if people, those who basically have to elect a person, they have to come, and that's why they are saying that they are expecting that it's only 2 hours of polling, and they are expecting that in next few minutes people will come here. Ma'am, क्या सोचकर वोट डाला है? आज 10 सालों के बाद विधानसभा के चुनाव हो रहे हैं।
हमारे जम्मू का विकास हो जाए, अच्छे तरह से प्रगति, जैसे हमारा देश आगे बढ़ रहा है, बच्चों के लिए नई नई अपॉर्चुनिटी निकले, उसके लिए हम देश के साथ हैं। कि
कैसा नुमाइंदा होना चाहिए?
नुमाइंदा तो हमारे अब रंधावा जी के लिए ही हम खड़े हैं कि मोदी जी के पीछे उनका नाम आ रहा है, तो हम उन्हीं के साथ हैं कि चलो।
Still, you know, people are saying that still there is a wave, there is a there is a face of assembly as well, and BJP is contesting election on the face of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and that is what we have observed on the ground as well. Let's speak to a person who is among the beneficiary. आपने भी वोट डाल दिया?
जी जी जी, मैं भी फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर हूँ असेंबली इलेक्शन में।
अच्छा, कैसा लग रहा है वोट डालने के बाद, क्या कहें?
बड़ा हर्षोल्लास है पूरी वाल्मीकि कम्युनिटी में कि आज जो है हमारी बेड़ियां टूट के 70 सालों का जो जंजाल हमारे गले में पड़ा हुआ था, वो आज हमारी भारत सरकार ने उसको हटाकर और हमें जो है तरक्की के नए मार्ग जो है हमारे समाज के लिए खोले हैं। आज हम अपना नुमाइंदा चुन भी सकते हैं और ख़ुद भी जो है इलेक्शन में पार्टिसिपेट या खुद भी कैंडिडेट के तौर पर जो है चुनाव लड़ सकते हैं, हर एक
चुनाव लड़ सकते हैं। बेसिकली वाल्मीकि कम्युनिटी इज अ कम्युनिटी हु बेसिकली was deprived of these their rights because they were not having right of casting their vote, they were not having right to get a state government jobs, and they were only restricted to the they were restricted to the municipalities as, only. We have with us BJP president, sir. What would you like to say? This is the best time people are coming and casting their vote. How they are going to change this time and see about the development of Jammu and Kashmir?
In the final phase of voting in Jammu and Kashmir, there are large number of people coming out from their houses to cast their votes. I am grateful to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. I am grateful to our security forces. I am highly grateful to all those participated in this festival of democracy. By and large, these elections remain peaceful. By and large, we have seen a very transparent elections held in Jammu and Kashmir. I am grateful to the people of Jammu and Kashmir for participating massively in these assembly elections. I am grateful to our Jammu Kashmir Police, paramilitary forces, Indian Army for providing all logistic support for the peaceful conduct of assembly elections. And I am also grateful to the Election Commission of India for carrying a very transparent, smooth, free and fair elections in 2024 assembly elections in J&K. This is a festival of our democracy. The way common man participated, voters participated in this festival of democracy, I am quite sure it will change the discourse in Jammu and Kashmir, and I am quite confident that BJP will form the next government in J&K.
After third phase, major challenge is going to be the ties. Whom BJP is thinking of going with?
BJP, we are quite confident that we will form our own government. People have supported BJP in Jammu and in Kashmir as well.
There is an encounter going on there in the Kathua, which started 2 days back. One terrorist was gunned down. There was a threat that people, terrorists can target political rallies and election process. So, how you see this, peaceful election?
Repeated attempts were made across the border to destabilize peace and even to create chaos and mess in these elections. But our brave hearts, brave Jawans of Jammu and Kashmir Police, Army, BSF, they have foiled such nefarious designs and attempts of the terrorist and the enemy country. By and large, election remain very peaceful, calm, and I am grateful to our security forces, and all those who did hard work for these successful elections.
One last question. Mehbooba Mufti was seen, National Conference MP was seen that they are going with the protesters, those who are protesting against the Hezbollah commander.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, you know, this is what exactly Ravinder Rana is saying. They are saying that we are quite confident about winning in the Jammu and Kashmir, but that is one more thing is very, you know, clear that there are possibility that even Ravinder Rana is facing tough competition on his own constituency, which is Nowshera. What will happen that has to be seen, but definitely.
Okay, all right, Ajay, thank you so much. Yes, Ajay, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Very interesting. Valmiki voice there brought out by Ajay as well. We have with us on the broadcast several guests, of course, who join us this morning. Vinita Hariharan of the BJP, Dr. Anika Malhotra of the Congress, Shriya Hando of the JKNC, Sunita Vakil, journalist with us on the broadcast, and I will, of course, hope to get an updated guest list because I'm sure I'm missing a name there. But I want to begin the conversation with Vinita Hariharan. Vinita Hariharan, we've just spoken to one of the first-time voters of the Valmiki community. What really is the BJP's promise and aspiration towards this community and assimilating them within the population of Jammu and Kashmir?
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning and thank you for having me. Definitely a great, buoyant research at Jammu and Kashmir we've seen with all the central, law, the reforms in the, and the application of Article 370 and the various reforms. We've seen an overall integration of all communities into Jammu and Kashmir, return of Kashmiri Pandits, and also reservation for all the other, the other communities that you've mentioned. And apart from that, I think the vote would go towards development, because which has been the agenda of BJP all through the elections, even in the 2024 Lok Sabha. The Jammu Kashmir specifically benefiting from various flagship programs. Be it Ujjwala, be it the Awas Yojana, be it the National Rural Livelihood Mission, where several women have benefited. About 60,000 new SHGs have been formed, and 2.5 lakh women have benefited from the Mudra Yojana, and 300 crore of revenue has been generated from these SHGs. So there's been an overall turnaround and overall buoyancy in Jammu and Kashmir, which is which cannot be denied, which is evident for all to see. And then there's a restoration of peace and security in the valley. We've seen the kind of terrorist linked incidents, also a substantial reduction in the terrorist linked incidents to about less than about 200, around 250 from 600 in 2018. So there has been a buoyancy in the economy. There's been a restoration of peace and security. Then a lot of new livelihood opportunities coming in through the rural livelihood missions, and also through the foreign direct investments coming in. About $500 million of foreign direct investments the valley has seen since 2018, 2019, generating about 50,000 new jobs. And tourism has also increased substantially, with about 1.88 crore tourists coming in 2022 and generating about 2.5 lakh jobs. So this is an overall development benefiting all communities of Jammu and Kashmir. So the people's mandate would definitely go towards this development. So evident, which is so evident in the valley 2019, is what we all believe and hope.
Okay, Dr. Anika Malhotra, your thoughts on some of the communities that are getting the opportunity now to cast their votes. The fact that Article 370 in fact kept them away from exercising their rights despite living in Jammu and Kashmir and serving the state for so long. How does the Congress party view this aspect of the removal of 370?
Ma'am, I was in Jammu and Kashmir. I was handling the elections there. I've just come back. BJP has lost the ground from day one. Kashmir, be it Jammu, they are a little, scared and a petrified lot, and hence they are at it to give all the jumlas and the wrong calculations. 10 years down the line, 5 years, Bharatiya Janata Party's misrule, and then to add on with 5 years of a kind of a puppet or a kind of a remote control rule by the Lieutenant Governor. What is this ma'am telling you about employment? Has she got the correct figures? 65% jobs our youth are unemployed, 61%. Over 1 lakh government jobs are lying vacant. What kind of figures are they giving? The trade has gone down. From a statehood, they bought the beautiful state to union territories. Who does that? And then on top of it, you promise that you're going to bring it back to state. Why did you break it to union territory then? Because they are a scared and a petrified lot. They have done nothing in this 10 years down the line. And the drug abuse has gone up to 1500%. I mean, this is what is happening. The drug that came to Gujarat port has, I think, filtered to Jammu and Kashmir. And in terms of the terrorist attack, it was never in Jammu. It has increased. It was 119 in Jammu itself. The civilian attack, the army was attacked, and they were, the women are unsafe. The Kathua incident, so many down the line. So people are desperately waiting, and that is the Supreme Court ordered. Had it been the BJP, they would have never done the election. All they do is to come and promise, oh, we'll give you this free, we'll give you that free, but they've never done. If this was the intention, ma'am, they could have done that in 5 years of their rule. But no, look at the scam, the sand scam, the paper leak. There's so much that happened in Jammu and Kashmir that they've deteriorated the condition completely. A peaceful place, a place beautiful as Kashmir and Jammu. I've been there, I've been speaking to people of Jammu extensively, and these are the pointers they have pointed out to us. And the Darbar move, they cancelled that. Earlier, it was the summer and the winter capital, so the trade was equal in both Jammu and Kashmir. All that has been scrapped. And it is just mere bluffing the people of Jammu and Kashmir. And you've seen the 60% voting percentage. That shows that they are in for a change. They don't want a dummy, the remote control LG to run the show, using the finance to celebrate his daughter's wedding in the under the garb of the government finances. This is what has been happening. People are waiting. Look at the list that came out BJP. They have to change. The first list came, then they changed, they scrapped. They are helter-skelter. They could not fight the Lok Sabha election, ma'am. They had proxy vote. Why didn't they go and contest in Kashmir then in the Lok Sabha election? And even now, they're the proxy voters. Why didn't the Prime Minister of a country visit Jammu during his regime? Manipur, of course, is not gone. But Jammu and Kashmir, they claim, we're happy that there should be peace. There should be no militancy. But look at the figures that has gone up in Jammu. So on what grounds? What pretense? So I think no matter how, the more the BJP speaks, the worse it is for them.
Okay, I'm going to come back to our panelists in just a moment. I have Arzu, I believe, joining me on the broadcast. Please go across to Arzu. Arzu, over to you.
Well, Devika, there is a very interesting battle if we talk about Udhampur, 4 assembly seats. And joining us, Pawan Gupta, who is the candidate from Bharatiya Janata Party from Udhampur West, and also he was the minister in Jammu Kashmir government. Sir, earlier you used to contest as an independent candidate, but this time Bharatiya Janata Party has given you a ticket. How different this election is for you?
Madam, I had been in BJP, my family had been in BJP. Last time I was denied the ticket. People compelled me to fight the election as an independent, and I won that election handsomely. Now this time, after winning the election, I could not join the party officially because I was an independent technically. I joined the party once the assembly was dissolved. I joined the party, and I am glad that the party has given me the mandate to contest elections.
So what will be your priorities? Because when we went to the public, they were saying that there is an issue of unemployment. There is an issue of the street vendors that they are not allowed to put their shops on the roads. There is an issue of sports facility in Udhampur. So what will be your priorities if we talk about the issues in Udhampur?
Madam, the priorities are for increasing the pace of development in Udhampur, as this is a very old town and a very congested town. As far as the place is concerned, we are constructing two parking places in the city, one with a cost of 7.5 crores and one with a cost of 15.5 crores. City needs a lot of development. The city's roads have been made patchy because central sewage system has been laid there. Now the repair work has started. Now we are going to restore all the roads. And as far as the unemployment is concerned, BJP in his manifesto has promised 5 lakh jobs for the unemployed under Pandit Premnath Dogra Rozgar Yojana. We hope that all the vacant government posts will be filled up, and we are going to have a big pharmaceutical hub over here, big pharmaceutical manufacturing hub over here. And I hope with the coming of the pharmaceutical hub over here, most of the unemployment is likely to be addressed by the industrialization of the Udhampur, because we need green industries, and pharmaceutical industry is a green industry. And I hope that is going to give a big relief to the unemployed youth, and it is going to pave way for all the educated people to have their good avenues in the...
So you mentioned that the attempts will be done to give the employment to the youngsters here in the Udhampur region. So if we talk about the contest, it is said that there will be a strong competition for the BJP. How did you see this competition? Did you find Congress candidate Sumit ji as your competitor? Or how do you see this contest? Because JNK PP is also contesting from here.
Madam, there is absolutely no contest over here. Congress is a decimated party now. It has got no base. It is only depending on the all united opposition which is fighting against us. I think he will not save his deposit even. I can tell you, you come on 8th and I will show he will not be in a position to save his deposit also. And as far as the PP is concerned, they are not in the fray at all. I think apart from few 200, 300 votes, he is not going to get much more votes than that.
So you are very confident about your win?
Yeah, I am not confident about my win, but I am confident over the margin which I am going to. It may be the highest in J&K.
And sir, when we talk about this is the traditional seat which is being said that आपके परिवार में कई लोग ने यहाँ पे MLA रहे हैं, काम किया हुआ है. So Devika river issue, how did you see it? Because there is a campaign Nawami Gange to clean the river Ganga, but यहाँ की जो Devika river is still dirty, and it's very unfortunate to see that. So will the work be done if you come in power?
Madam, there are few stages of the work. The first stage was abatement of pollution to rivers. The policy all over India was abatement of pollution to rivers. All these central sewage system which has been laid down, now none of the soil waste or the other things are going into that river. Now what we need is a rejuvenation of the river sources, because it is a very small rivulet, but it's a very secret rivulet. So we'll take steps what we can do for rejuvenating the Devika river with its own water sources, which are mostly coming from the springs. The first stage has been completed. 4 STPs have been constructed in Udhampur. Nearly 121 kilometer pipe has been laid down. So whatever soil waste was going or sewage was going directly to the Devika river, now that has been stopped, and that is being treated under sewage treatment plants. And I think it's a very small rivulet, and we are going to rejuvenate whatever we can do it. It is not that wide. It is only 7 meters wide. It is not a river like you can say Ganga or Jamuna or something like that. So whatever we can do best, you have seen a park has been developed in the Devka. We are going to actually no maintenance has been done for the park. Now our first priority is to deploy some people who can serve there as security guards and can maintain the property, and we will also deploy few spy कर्मचारीज to maintain that park.
Okay, thank you so much. Sir, for
all right, Arzu, thank you so much for bringing us that perspective from Jammu. I want to quickly go back across to our panelists. I have Shreya Handu with us on the broadcast. We also have Brigadier Rajan Jamwal, and again I see a lot of new faces. I'm hoping that I'll get an update on who else is with me on the broadcast. But Brigadier Rajan Jamwal, bring you into the conversation. So I want to understand from your perspective, what do you think are going to be the key factors, decisive factors as far as this particular election is concerned, and what are you understanding from your conversations with people on the ground?
I'm getting a total right, both Jammu and Kashmir. Total spirit on the assembly with none otherwise.
Brigadier Rajan Jamwal, unfortunately, sir, there is an audio issue that I'm facing with you. I'm going to have to request our team upstairs to perhaps check in with you once, sir, or if you could just try removing your headphones, perhaps that will help. But there's a lot of disturbance in your audio. So we're going to request Brigadier Rajan Jamwal to perhaps join us back on the conversation. I want to take that same question with Sumit Peer, who's also with us on the broadcast. Sumit, same question to you. Decisive factors for this election.
Devikaji, good morning. Well, you know, we have been discussing that, there is a classical divide. When you look at the Jammu, when you look at
I can hear you.
Development and nothing else. And this election is going to
My apologies, viewers. We're having some technical difficulties there. Viewers, after that little bit of a glitch we had there, I have Brigadier Rajan Jamwal, like I said earlier. Brigadier Jamwal, over to you, sir. What is your assessment of what will be the decisive factors in this election?
You see, it is certainly going to be a hung assembly. Kashmir is totally split today. The seats will be divided between NC. Congress is not much there, but Engineer Rashid, independent, Mahbooba Mufti, 5-6 lead, Jamaati, a lot of independent. So it is going to be the Kashmir. Jammu part, BJP, Congress, hilly areas, a few NC and some independents. So totally no party will be able to, in fact, not even two parties will be able to make any government here. That is my prediction here. This thing, not even two parties, more than two parties will have to come together, form a government. So you will see probably, some parties getting split. Those kind of things will happen, and it's going to take a while after 8th October. I mean, you can't expect with this kind of assembly government being formed on 9th, 10th or 11th. I think it's going to take a little time because all this will take a little time. Notwithstanding, whichever government comes to power, you see, one thing is certain. Irrespective of what people say, I don't want to comment on whether, there's a shortage, this thing, there has been bureaucratic high-handedness, all that is all right. But from the security point of view, it is very important that J&K, because the last 30 years experience showed, the Home Department should not be with the government of J&K because it has got security implications nationally, and which they have already ensured. The other two, I would say, even revenue and education. I will justify revenue because in the last 20-25 years, which has now been undone a little. You see, along the infiltration routes, there were settlement of specific people that has to be undone. All along the infiltration routes, the thing and how it happened, bureaucracy, that is not important. So the revenue cannot be controlled by the thing. The third is education. Your education system in J&K became a part of radicalization process. To undo the radicalization, the education department can't be with the local government. So these three, I am sanguine, the central government would be doing something, working on it. So it doesn't matter then who comes to power in J&K. So that is my take.
Okay, Shreya Handu, bring you into the conversation as per the National Conference, deciding factors of this election.
The people of Jammu and Kashmir have been kept away from the democratic process for almost 10 years now. There has been no administrative cushion for them from the last 10 years whatsoever, no matter what anybody else says. In the last 10 years, the drug abuse has increased. 1.25 lakh students are out of school. Previously, the number was just 12,000. The unemployment in 2014 was 4%. It has risen up to 27%. 37% of women are unemployed. Previously, it was 14%. GDP ratio, debt ratio is at 49%, which is one of the highest in the country. There are several issues that the people are facing, and in the last decade, I think nothing has been done to address those issues. The small traders are suffering, retail shops are shutting. There is a lot of trouble that people are facing, and I think today when they go out and vote, based on the ground reports that we've got on the first two phases as well, I think it is going to be a decisive phase, this one. And on the 8th of October, it will be very, very clear that people have completely left the centre government's policies that they have used in the last 10 years for Jammu and Kashmir, because nothing that they have done has worked out.
Okay, Vinita Hariharan, pardon me, how do you respond to that?
So, as I said, the facts and figures are there for all to read and see. So, I think all the other panelists who've spoken against the evident development that is there in the valley ever since the abrogation of Article 370 and the various reforms and the various initiatives that have been taken. You cannot dispute the figures and the facts and the statistics, the number of, the kilometers of roads that have been constructed, the rail link, the IIT, the IIMs, which is under construction, the AIM, which is under construction in Jammu and Kashmir. And regarding women, I just spoke in the last session about the number of women who benefited from the Mudra Yojana. About 2.5 lakh women benefiting from Mudra Yojana. 60,000 self-help groups constituted under National Rural Livelihood Mission. 300 crore of revenue generated through those 60,000 self-help groups. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, through that program, 68% has been the female literacy. Today, it's seeing a great jump. And then the terrorist-related incidents is also there. The Home Ministry's recorded facts, you cannot dispute that, ma'am, that the Government of India's statistics, if you're refuting Government of India's statistics, then I don't know what you're going to believe in. The terror-related incidents have reduced to just about less than 200 from 644 in 2018. And this, as the Brigadier just mentioned, about how insecure the valley is in the government's hand. It has to come under the central government's control, and that is the reason why there was a Union Territory declaration, because we need to have some amount of control in the Jammu and Kashmir valley, and after which statehood would definitely be restored to the valley as promised by the central government. Okay. There needs to be time for transition, there needs to be time for restoration of peace and security, which we have seen, and it's very evident. And now just after these elections, what is going to happen is restoration of statehood once the entire populace of Jammu and Kashmir is empowered to take up this role, which I'm sure they will, with the amount of turnout that we have seen, the reservations that we have seen for women in the Panchayat election that happened in 2018. So there's a great amount of empowerment, there's a great amount of infusion of infrastructure and facilities and amenities in Jammu and Kashmir, which was never seen before. The amount of foreign direct investments coming in, the tourism proposals, the increase in tourism, which is evident. We've all been there recently on tourism, as a tourist, and we see how safe the valley is being today.
Okay. I'm seeing Dr. Anika Malhotra wanting to make a point there. Dr. Malhotra.
Just see, ma'am, the urban women, the unemployment rate stands at staggering 52.6%, higher than the rate of the men. What are you saying? The Women Commission is defunct there. It's not working. On what ground are you saying that they have been helping women? Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Look at the terrorist attack. Doda, Katwa, Desai, Rajouri Punch, Anantnag. These are all the attacks that has taken place in 2024, 2020, 2023. These are the recent attacks, and they all imprisoned Jammu. So don't you have the facts and figures with you? How can you just come on the national channel and just say that the terrorist attack is reduced? It has not. Madam, come on, man. The unemployment rate in women is 52.8%. The Women Commission is not there. On what grounds are saying? Ma'am, the education, the health is suffering. The insurance, the company have ran away. Man, come on, man. But screaming will not help. Man, don't scream. Don't. Go there and see.
Okay.
Look at the health.
Okay, I want to bring in one last perspective. Okay, I want to bring in one last perspective from Sunita Vakil. Sunita Vakil, is the decisive factor in this election development, or will it continue to be some of the issues that have been raised by the regional parties, which includes restoration of Article 370?
You see, in the last 70 years, regional political parties have focused on regional specific politics. But now there has been a drastic change on the ground. People are voting enthusiastically because they want to vote for good job opportunities, skill, education development, and good governance. They look forward to a government free of corruption, free of separatism, and free of militancy. They want a better future for their children. So this vote is for governance, economic growth, and development.
Okay, on that note, I thank all of our panelists for joining us on the broadcast.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.